the GOAT, a once-in-a-lifetime, generational talent, changed the sport forever. These are all what Mazepin was not. Except the last one. He did have a changing effect on the sport, but for all the wrong reasons. I'm sure most of you know the story of this gem of a man, but if you don't, let me introduce you to a little backstory of him. Born in Moscow to this lovely man, Nikita was the first son of Russian oligarch Dmitry Mazepin, and basically being an oligarch, Nikita had the childhood of dreams, getting him into karting at an early age. Mazepin started his international karting career in 2011 in the Trofeo Andrea Margheriti. There was nothing really major to shout about his karting career, other than coming second to Lando in the 2014 Karting World Championship, which to be fair is probably his best achievement in motor racing. Finally getting somewhere in 2016, well, nothing to do with his father's money of course. He made his debut in Formula 3, and let's say he had the season to forget. Out of all 20 full-time entrants, this man finished 20th, with 4 points, and somehow he managed to slither his way to retaining a seat for 2017. However, he did significantly improve in 2017, but still only coming 10th in the standings. Surely that was a sign for him to stop racing. Well, let's just say at this point that Dmitry was willing to dig deep into his pockets for this move. And once again, a pretty poor season from the rich Russian, coming 18th with 11 points while his teammate won the championship. Now going on to 2020, and still somehow High-Tech decided that his dad's money was enough to get him a seat. Honestly, if it weren't for his dad, Mazepin would probably be fighting in Ukraine as of this moment. Although, prove me wrong again, 2020 was a season that somewhat saw him as an average open-wheeled racer, grabbing himself 2 feature race wins and 4 podiums on his way to a very respectable 5th place finish, finishing above drivers like Guan Yu Zhou, Christian Lundgaard and Dan Ticktum. Somehow it was looking like he could actually challenge for the 2021 F2 title. Just why? It was far too early for Mazepin to even contemplate a move to F1, but he just couldn't wait. Let's not forget this guy somehow drugged Gunther Steiner into giving him a multi-year, yes you heard me right, multi-year deal. No matter what money Daddy Dmitry was offering, surely there had to be somewhat of a standard within Haas. I think his debut race summed up his season so perfectly. By crashing out on the first lap and basically never talked about again, because we all knew how bad he really was. Sadly, we never got to see the Nikita Mazepin redemption arc, as due to the Russian invasion of Ukraine, his Haas contract was controversially terminated. Then of course he had to make a whole video about how it was a disgrace that he was subsequently kicked out of the sport, but I'm sorry to say, when your dad is an oligarch, and the only reason you're in F1 is because of him, of course you were going to get the boot. Now, finally, on to the point of this video. What happened to the now 23-year-old Mazepin after he got kicked out of F1? Well, it's almost been 10 months since his termination, and he has since declared himself a self-professed rally raid fan. He participated in a test with Dakar Rally winning truck team Kamaz Master in July 2021. Following his departure from Formula 1 in 2022, he expressed interest in switching to Rally Raid should he not return to Formula 1. Probably a wise decision, and actually one not made by his dad. In his July 2022 interview with Match TV, Mazepin explained he intended to compete in off-road as long as he enjoyed it. Well, isn't that just cute? Just a young boy saying he enjoys racing and not constantly complaining about having a faulty Haas car. To gain experience, he began training with former Dakar Quad category winner Sergei Karakin and his Snag racing team. Apparently, and apologise in advance for butchering this name, Karyakin described Mazepin as knowing, and I quote, how to read the lines perfectly. He sees the dunes, and that, quote again, bearing in mind that it was his first time he tested the sand, the results were quite good. Mazepin made his rally debut at the Latoga Trophy in June 2022 before competing in the Silk Way Rally a month later. And to be fair, although people have never heard of it, he actually won his class with a stage victory in the 7th leg, whatever that means, but it's good to see that he is winning something. Sadly, I don't think we'll ever see Mazepin make a return to F1. His rancid 2021 season will always be remembered as one of the worst in the history of F1. But alas, in our minds, there will never be another Nikita Mazepin in F1 ever again.